Good morning, everyone. Did you guys miss me? You know you did. So I'm so sorry. It's been so long since I've updated. This week has been so busy for me. So busy. But I have a peaceful, quiet day at home alone today. So it is the perfect time for me to give you guys an update on how I'm doing. As you can tell, I look like crap, as I do in most of my videos. I just got back from my morning walk, and I'm happy to report that I am now able to walk a half an hour without having to stop and hold my side in pain or anything like that. So I'm definitely getting stronger. I quit walking 3 times a day because it's just downright too hot. It's in the middle of the day to do it. But I was doing 10 to 15 minute walks 3 times a day, and now I'm doing 30-minute walks twice a day. So I've, increased the amount of time I'm walking, and I'm definitely getting stronger and stronger. I think I could walk longer than 30 minutes without any trouble. That's just what I've been doing. Takes two times around my park takes me a half an hour. So that's just how I keep track. So anyway, so what's been going on with me? This week has been busy. Like I said, Tuesday was my follow-up with my surgeon. There's nothing exciting to report. I went in, everything looks good. He said my surgery was very routine. He expects me to do really well, and that I'm off to a fantastic start. I've got a really, really good start at this. And so I told him I was having some problems with the protein shakes, which is where I left off with you guys on my last video, which was those milky protein shakes were terrible, and I was having a hard time drinking them, and they were making me gag and I couldn't do it. So I said to him, is there an alternative that you can recommend for me to do? Well, he's not so focused on making sure you have 2 shakes per day, which is what the dietitian initially wanted us to believe. He's just more concerned about the amount of protein we're getting. It doesn't matter how we're getting it. So he suggested, and someone else in my video comment suggested Isopure. So for those of you who don't know what Isopure is, this is Isopure. It is like a fruit juice kind of substance. It's more like a water. And this bottle is 20 ounces, and it has 40 grams of protein. 40. I think that's really, really good. And it's a whey protein isolate, which is good because that's what my dietitian wanted me to have, whey protein. So I'm glad that it all is working out. This green one is the apple melon flavor, which for those of you who like honeydew melon, it tastes a lot like a honeydew, and it's fantastic. I actually think it's quite refreshing. So if anybody's having trouble with protein, check out the Isopures. Now I gotta tell you, in comparison to buying the stuff to make protein shakes, these are much more expensive. This one bottle of Isopure runs $4.69 at GNC. Now the apple melon flavor, for whatever reason, at my GNC was only $2. So I bought them out of those because once I figured out I liked them, I thought, well, I might as well stock up on them, and $2 a bottle was a lot cheaper. So yeah, they're very good. I would definitely recommend them. It would probably for anybody who's having a trouble getting in protein, because you could just drink a half a bottle and get 20 grams out of it, and that's only 10 ounces, which is pretty easy to get in if you ask me. So I've been taking that. I've been doing half of it in the morning, or sometimes what I'm having a hard time with is fluids in the morning, because I get up and I walk, and it feels like that takes away so much of my time for sipping. Now I take a water bottle with me, and I sip water the whole time I go, but I can only ever get in I think today I got in about 14 ounces while I walked. That's not a lot. And that's sipping quite a bit in those 30 minutes. So Usually I get less than that, maybe like 8 ounces during a walk. So, and with the whole like you can't eat before or drink before and after meals, that's takes away some time too. So, but anyway, I spread this out throughout the day. Sometimes it's all afternoon, I'll sip on it. Sometimes it's part in the morning, part in the afternoon. The big thing is I can't, like, I couldn't chug this anyway, but the surgeon said just don't drink all of it at one time because I won't be able to absorb enough of that anyway. So, but I gotta say, I'm really excited because already I'm starting to learn. I'm starting to learn tricks on how to get more protein in. And I have a great suggestion for people. And unless you have problems with lactose, which so far I have had no problems with the milk. I want to take a sip because it's getting cold. I have my little cup of coffee that I spilled all over the place. I love coffee. You kind of got to like coffee in order to like this stuff. Initially, when I first got to Monday this week and could start my full liquids, I was making coffee, making like decaf coffee, and I was putting just the sugar-free coffee made into it, which tastes wonderful. It tastes so good. But while I was at the store, I found those little cans of International House Coffee. I found that in a caffeine-free or decaf, sugar-free vanilla flavor. And so I thought, oh, well, I'll give that a whirl. I started to think about that, and I was like, before I would make it with water. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, if I make, this is an 8-ounce mug. I thought, well, if I put 8 ounces of milk, skim milk in there, and make it with that instead of water, then I'm going to get 8 grams of protein in that one mug, which is, it's so good. And it tastes wonderful, you guys. It's so good. And 8 grams of protein in one mug of coffee. Ooh, that's perfect. It's like perfect to be able to get that. Now, obviously, if you are one of the people who have problems with lactose, and I hope I don't get that way because I just love milk and cheese and everything else. So I hope I don't get that way. But if you have a problem with that, then obviously you're going to have to figure something else out. And I don't know I know like you can do like a lactate milk or something like that. And I don't know how much protein's in that. So it's definitely worth checking out though. So I'm excited that I'm starting to learn ways to sneak extra protein into what I've been eating. Like if you make a cream soup or whatever, add skim milk to it instead of water, and you're going to get extra protein. Now, you don't get a lot of extra protein when you do that, because if I make a can of soup and I add a can, like another 8 ounces of milk to it, the milk has 8 grams of protein, but I only, like, the volume of that, I can eat 4 servings out of that one can of soup. So I'm only getting like 2 grams of the protein from the milk. But hey, it's 2 grams, and you know what? They do add up. 2 grams here, a gram there. It really adds up at the end of the day. So I'm excited about that. So I'm definitely starting to learn more about what to look for when I'm shopping and things like that. And I think that's a really important thing at this point, to start figuring out exactly how to shop and what I'm supposed to look for. And it's so early on that I'm kind of proud of myself to already be able to start figuring that out. I can also say that this week, as the week has gone on, my brain haze that I told you guys I had has started to go away. I've started to be able to think more clearly and more back to my normal self, I guess, which is nice, because I was really worried about going back to work like that because I was going to be screwing things up bad. But I think by Monday I should be pretty good. I mean, that's another 3 days of getting protein in, and I think that's really what's helping, is the protein is restoring my brain function. Let me stop it here, and I'm going to do a tack on video because I still have more I want to talk about.